Big discussion down in Dallas here on Monday is exporting U.S. higher education. Here to talk to me about it is former governor of North Carolina, Jim Hunt. Governor, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So, Governor, the first question I have is you're talking about exporting U.S. higher education because the idea is that it will help and benefit other countries economically. To me, this isn't such a new idea. I mean, more recently, we've seen a huge number of Chinese citizens receive education at higher institutions here in the U.S. and then go back to China to then teach in their institutions there. How is this discussion any different?
Well, remember, American higher education is the gold standard in the world. We have great companies that export their goods and services around the world, oftentimes because they're the best at it, and they receive economic benefits from that. The same thing can happen with American higher education. Currently, about 800,000 foreign students come to our colleges every year, and they pay the full load in terms of tuition and cost. By using the technology involved in online education, we can now export, in a sense, this American higher education that is so much desired. It has this great reputation. And there's one estimate that 600 million people around the world would like to take advantage of our higher education and could take it online if we provided it.
Yeah, and so my obvious question is then, how are you going to export this higher education to areas, say, like the South Sudan or other developing regions?
Well, it just turns out that all of them have cell phones, and they all have the kinds of devices now that enable them to go online and get information. And that's improving every year. You know, all these new things are coming out, all these new devices. There's a great race to do that. In many cases, it probably will require American universities perhaps to partner with a university within that country or with some part of their government so that we can get that education out there. But those people want their people to get this education. That's the way you become more creative and innovative. That's the way you become a stronger economy. And so we've got something that the world wants. We've got the best, and American universities would benefit from being able to provide it and being paid a fair price for it.
Right, and so how would American universities benefit from exporting their higher education?
Simply because it's going to be paid for. And there will be millions of, perhaps hundreds of millions of people who want to buy it. Now you can sell it, as you know, online education is much cheaper than if you go to the campus. And of course it's great to have the campuses and you want to go there if you can. But if you get it online, if you take the courses online, you get it for a fraction of the cost. Mm-hmm. But if you have millions and millions of people paying that more competitive price, it amounts to a lot. And those incomes would come to American universities at a time when they need additional income. It would be a good thing for those countries getting a great education, and it would be a good thing for American colleges and universities.
Governor, do you think maybe we're overstating a little bit how much U.S. higher education could help? I mean, it sounds to me like this is something that should be a more global effort among higher institutions, you know, in Western Europe, other parts of Asia as well.
Well, other colleges are doing it. The Open University in Great Britain is probably the #1 provider of online education around the world. But don't you think that American universities, the Harvards, the MITs, the UCLAs, the UNC Chapel Hills and Dukes and the rest of them don't have a worldwide reputation? Maybe they got it in part because of basketball or whatever it may be. But mainly it's because our economy is so successful. They know our products. They've been buying our products. They buy the Nike basketball shoes, and they know that higher education is in its field is even better than many of these other products. The world wants them, we can sell it, and our universities will be much better off because of the income coming in.
Governor, it seems like a tall task, one that I think many people are supportive of with your efforts, and it does seem like an idea that many people can get behind. We appreciate all your time.
Thank you very much.
That's Governor Jim Hunt. He's former governor of North Carolina. He's down in Dallas this week. From the street in New York, I'm Joe Deaux.